no go easy. We don tell dem before say dis matter no go easy. Shey dey don dey see am. Dey don dey see am say the matter no go easy. I tell dem. I tell dem. I tell dem. I tell dem say dis matter no go easy. Shey I don tell dem. E don dey happen. You understand me? The issue don dey very very clear. Thank you very much. I salute you. I tell dem say the city boy go shock dem. E go surprise dem. E no dey happen? E don dey happen. You understand me? I bin tell dem say the city boy go shock dem. I bin tell dem say the city boy go shock dem. You understand me? So now, the issue now is how are they going to make sure that this thing will work? That is where the issue is. I salute you, Dauda, Taye, Adekunle, I see you. Thank you very much for joining us. The main challenge now is how they go make the money to work. Kalode, oh my God, I hope I got the name here. Kolade Aderemi, I salute you. Thank you very much. Sylvia say, guy, you know, just get sense. You know, Sylvia, bravo. Just in case, I salute you. Hey, now wow, city boy it don't happen. It don't happen. You understand me? You see, I've always known that palliative. Is it, will this thing get to people? You know, our previous experience is that this thing, palliative, never reach the real people. The real people that actually need the money, it never reach. But I'm happy now that the conversation is about, okay, some people say, oh, the money is not enough. Some people say, will the governors make sure that this money get to the right people? Will the governors share the money to the right people? You know, those are the conversations. Because for a very long time, every time we have been seeing people talking about president. Remember, this is not just the only money. Initially, there was a 2 million cash that was shared, you know, initially to the state. Now extra 5 billion. You see, you know. So palliative. Some people are only calculating the cost of the money. Some people are calculating, okay, if they share it, how much everybody can get, how much every individual can get in the country. How much is it? Some people say 3,000. Some people say 2,500 and all of that. So for me, I don't believe it's just about sharing money. It's about, you know, making life easy for people in the state. The state governor should know what to do to make life easy. For example, transportation. Transportation can be reduced in the state for everybody. For example, there can be buses for the state, just like what is going on in Lagos. We are aware that the Lagos state government have brought in new electric buses, CNG buses, and other stuff. I mean, there are a lot of ways. It's not just about the money, sharing the money, like the raw cash. My brother, how are you going to share raw cash? You see, this has always been the challenge that we have. We have been asking these questions. So, and the governors themselves, they have a history of not working for the people. You understand me? We remember last time when there was is it COVID-19 palliative, how they were hiding the money or the food in warehouses and all of that. So we already know that this is going to be a problem. Ibrahim Suleiman, thanks for your good work. May God bless you and your family. Amen. Thank you very much for your contribution, guys. So the reason why I just came live now, because I've seen different reaction of the president, you know, sharing 5 billion. I've seen different people reacting. Some people say, oh, the president has done something good. Some people are saying, oh, the governors is the problem. Some people are saying the money is not enough. The other people, like the naysayers, the unwise TV, all of them are just looking for something to blame the president, you know. But I'm so much happy that the president have been able to shut them up, because what the president have done is to demonstrate what I call the uncommon leadership. The president have been able to demonstrate leadership that they never thought he can do it. Are you getting me now? So now the issue now is the implementation. The implementation of these policies, the implementation of the plans of the of the Southeast. And by the way, just like somebody has indicated, the areas we should be looking out for, the governors we should be monitoring, especially the governors from the Southeast. Because up till today, I have not heard the people from the Southeast to ask their governors question. They are not talking. So we are going to be looking out for the governors from the Southeast. What are they going to use this money for? What is their own plans on how to implement this money, or how to make sure that this money become useful? Because it's not just about sharing money to people. You understand me? It's not about giving money to people, No, 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 no. This is not about giving money to people. It's about how to make life easy, to cushion the effect of what do you call it, of the subsidy removal. That is what this money is for. You understand me? So I'm surprised when I hear people do calculation. How much will everybody get? 2,000, 3,000, 5,000? No, that is not the focus. The focus is how to make sure the state governors should know what is the challenge of everybody in the state and how to use it. We are aware that some of the state governors, they don't even stay in their states. They live in Abuja. They don't even stay in their state. So how can they make life easy for people? Because this is actually the fundamental challenges of the country. This is actually the fundamental challenge of the country. If we look at what we are talking about today, we will find out that this is actually the major challenge of the country. It's not about the policies. We have policies, we have money, we have everything, we have laws. The issue is the implementation at the state level, at the local level, where people will have access to everything. Michael Daniel say, how much is dollar today, bro? Are you that is interested in dollar? Go and find out how much is dollar. Dollar is crashing. Dollar is, every time you be telling us dollar. Is your money dollars? Chinua Achebe, look at your name. Chinua Achebe say, this guy is only looking for followers. Ignore him. Please, he is an idiot. Let me block you. Because you are one of the criminals from the Southeast. Let me block you. When we spot you people, we block all of you. You understand me? When we spot you people, we block all of you. That is our job. When we spot all the criminals, especially from the Southeast, it is now very, very obvious that people can see the criminality ways. In fact, I read an article that everybody is sharing about the deception of IPOB, that the deception of IPOB has been exposed. Very good. I'm so much happy because now everybody can now see. I'm so much happy that the news is now coming out very, very clear. So let me block that criminal. He say, I'm looking for followers, so I don't need him to be my follower. It's true, I'm looking for patriotic Nigerians that wants to work together with the president to move the country forward. So those are the kind of people I'm looking for, all right? But I don't need you because I can see that you are one of the criminals. So from his name, you will know, Achebe, Chinua Achebe, all of them, they wrote rubbish book and everything. Today, they have not been able to liberate themselves, let alone talking about other people. So where is the criminal? Post it again. Put your this thing. Let me block you. Because we are not here to fantasize with criminals. Am I the one that set up ESN to destroy your land? Am I the one that set up IPOB? I did not set up IPOB. I did not say go and sit at home. You are the one doing it. Where is the guy? I'm looking for the guy. I want to block him. Oh, he has disappeared. Okay, comment again. I block you. I'm not the one that set up. I'm not your governor. Go and hold your governors accountable. Now, president have given money to the governors in every state. The issue is that how are we going to do it? I remember when Professor Wasofia, one of my blogs, she always says share money, let the president share money. Professor Wasofia, as the president not share money, president have just shared money. President have just shared money to all the states. Is that not true? 5 billion before now, 2 million was shared. Now 5 billion has been shared. So what are they going to do with the money? If you ask the president to give everybody money into account directly, that is where we don't have the proper information on how to do that. We believe that the state is the one that's supposed to bring development to the country. Do you know that if every state use this money to develop their state, Nigeria is blessed automatically? Is division of labor. They have already divided all the labor people, whatever everybody's supposed to do. Everybody have a job to do. The ministers have their job to do. The senators have their job to do. The president have his own job to do. The vice president, everybody have their job to do. The judiciary, they have their job to do. So if they do their job, don't you think that Nigeria will be the best? So now the president is demonstrating something that all of us must pay attention to. The major challenge now is that the president is discharging his duties. Is that not true? The president is doing his own part. The president is doing his own job. Is that not true? So will the governors do their own? This is what we are supposed to be asking, because many people have expressed their concern about the activities of the state governors in the state. And we can see, because since, if not Governor Zulum from Borno State, that, break this news, that since last week, so many resources were given to the state governors. They didn't even announce it. They didn't even say it. Some of them started though, but not all of them. So we can see where the problem is coming from. The issue is, how are we going to resolve it? This is the conversation I should be hearing people talking about. So I came across the NLC report today. The report is that the NLC reject the 5 billion. Their basis of rejecting the money is what I'm condemning. You understand me? Their basis of rejecting the money is what the NLC rejection of the 5 billion to the state is not how it's going to be implemented. They say the money is not enough. But that is not the issue. It's not whether the money is enough or not. The challenge here is, will the governors implement what they are supposed to do? Because the money is not to be shared to people. It's not about sharing money to people. It's beyond sharing money to people. I mean, monies can be shared to people, yes, but it is not about sharing money to the people. It's about developing the state. We have been discussing about farmers, the challenges that farmers are facing. They don't even have good road to transport their farm products to the city where they can sell. Can't the governors create road for these farmers in their state? They lack even the transportation system to move their product from the farms to the city where they can sell it, or to the market where they can sell. The farmers themselves, they don't even have the confidence to go to their farms. Can the state government not do something in those areas? At least to cushion the effect of the price of food in that state. These are the things that we are talking about. The president is already working towards stabilizing our money, the naira, and man-made. What do you call it? Made in Nigerian products or goods. I mean, the president is already working on the international level, on the policies and everything, which is the job of the president. Now it is the job of the state. So this should be the concern, because when I was reading the report of the NLC, I did not see anything good that makes sense in their argument. I did not understand anything that is good in their argument from the NLC. Are you getting me now? There is no good argument from NLC. Their calculation is they use 200 million people to calculate for whatever the money. No, that is not where the point is. The point is the implementation. Well, let me read this comment. You say, if they share the money, do you have problem with that? After all, your hero Jakaban wanted to share 8K. If not, the widespread condemnation, the sharing would have been on. What are you talking about? Jakaban wanted to share 8K. Have you ever heard the president say want to share 8K? You people know how to run propaganda. The boss said dollar will still rise again and go above 1K naira. I won't argue with you now, but by Christmas, we should revisit this comment. It's only dropping for a brief because of market speculation of the 3 billion loan facility, which was assessed by NNPCL. However, take note that this is just a quick fix. Our core challenge is that we are not producing for export to be able to have forex liquidity. The forex liquidity that dropped the dollar is I really need to read your comment. So is even the work, is it not the same thing we have been talking about? So you know that we don't have a product to produce. We don't have a product. We don't have any product made in Nigeria product. We don't need to export products for the country for our naira to be strong. It's not, don't allow that one to deceive you. It's not, we don't only need to export it. We can export, yes, but we don't only need to export. The problem is that you people are the one using the naira, converting it to dollar to buy, to import things. So that is why we are saying that we need made in Nigeria products. Why did I always say man-made? We need made in Nigerian products so that you can consume from what you produce in your country, not to be competing, using your naira to compete with with dollars and all of that, when you don't have equal value of the money. That's what we are talking about here. So the brother is telling us that the money will still increase because we don't have a product that we export. So you want the president to export product in just 2 months? Do you know how long it takes to manufacture any product? So so look at your argument. We all know that the country is not producing something, and that is why the government is investing in agriculture. That is why the president. That's why the president is investing in agriculture. That's why the president is investing in manufacturing. We learned about the new policies of the president, investment in manufacturing and other things that will enable us to produce. So I don't understand what you're talking about. So did you expect Tinubu, the president, to just start exporting something in just 2 months? So calm down. That's what we are telling you. Allow the president to take action. Allow the president to do his job. He said, you are wrong. In December, dollar naturally dropped because of holiday makers coming home. This December nonsense. My brother, this is a new government. It's not going to be as what you know before. Are you getting me now? Julius now said this Mubu man want to make himself popular. Julius now, join us and make yourself popular now. Jealousy. I want to make myself popular. Lucky Udumotu said, Nsima, don't you think this money will end up being wasted to service cronies of the governors? Exactly. That is what we are saying. We are all saying the same thing. So what are we supposed to do? We are supposed to hold the state governors accountable. If not, what else? How else did you want the president to have executed the plans to cushion the effect of the subsidy removal? Please, I need because I have been listening to people, even the NLC. What are the plans that the NLC is laying down for the government to say, okay, fine, we don't like what you are doing, but look at what we should do? I've not seen it. Please, is there anybody that can show me what the NLC is saying on how to cushion the effect of subsidy? Other than telling us to bring back fuel subsidy. We cannot bring back fuel subsidy. We cannot bring back fuel subsidy. Besides, the price of food is not because of removal of fuel subsidy. The price of increase in the price of food, commodity, petrol is a global action. It's a global challenge. It's not just only in Nigeria. So apart from NLC telling us about bringing back fuel subsidy, which is dead and gone, the NLC should know that fuel subsidy is dead and gone. Any day the city boy think of bringing back fuel subsidy, that is the day the government failed. I'm just telling you, but I know that the city boy is a very intelligent and wise man. So apart from NLC telling the president to bring back fuel subsidy, which other idea are the NLC bringing on board? They don't have any idea. The president trusts the state governors because already that is how Nigeria is structured. Now, from the president to the state have the capacity to develop their state. The state governors have the capacity to develop their state. The local government have the capacity to develop the local government. So the issue now is that the president is discharging his own duties. Are the governors discharging their own duties? This is the conversation. This is the kind of conversation we want to talk about. We have seen that these governors have not been doing their job. So what can we do? How can we help the governors? What regulation should be put in place? Should the president set up a committee to monitor these monies? Of course, the president have already set up a committee. So if you don't know, the president have already set up a committee to make sure that these monies given to the state is used for the purpose. That one is already done. But we don't have faith in these governors because they have always been making life difficult for Nigerians. Nigerians should begin to know that their challenges starts and ends with the state governors. It has nothing to do with the president. There is no report anywhere that the president of the country has been owing the state. There is no report anywhere. So what has been going wrong? So my brother, this is where all of us are on the same track. And I believe that is the message that the president wants to bring out. That is the trap that the president is setting for the governors. And this is the conversation. We should be talking about this. This is the conversation henceforth. How the governors, the state governors, how we can help them to make sure that they put these resources that is available for them now to the purpose that is intended for. So Lucky Odomuto, if that's correct, I'm sorry, I might not pronounce your name very well. So you are right in this conversation, and that is why I'm here. You can see my topic today. The governors, the state governors, and the 5 billion. How are they going to use it? Are Nigerians ready to hold their state governors accountable for the monies that the president has been giving to them? How are they implementing this money? It is not every time president. No. It is now very clear that the president have good intentions. So my question is, what is the NLC saying? How can, if the NLC is not happy that the federal government disbursed 5 billion to the state, how else could the president, could have implemented this policy to make sure that, remember, this is just a temporary fix. The president is already taking other actions. But you see, how many states can the president go down to help to solve their problem? Is that not the reason why the state governors are there? That is the reason why the state governors are there. So their job is to make sure they execute the plans to enable their state to become successful, because every state have different problems. Every state have their own unique problem. The problem in Anambra is not the same problem in Akwa Ibom. That is the truth, because in Akwa Ibom, we don't have problem of bad roads because most of the road is being tarred. All the road construction, almost all the road is constructed in Akwa Ibom with big gutters, with the right gutters. So the problem in Akwa Ibom is mostly setting up industries that will employ the youth, or or giving money to small businesses in Akwa Ibom. That reminds me of something. I do not like the current state governor in Akwa Ibom. I don't like him, Pastor Umoino. In fact, I don't know why they have not reviewed what happened to make sure that the right person will take over the state, because Pastor Umoino is not the right person to lead the Akwa Ibom. Pastor Umoino is drawing the state backward, because when Godswill Akpabio left as the governor, Godswill Akpabio took the state to a higher level. Now, Emmanuel Udom came. Emmanuel Udom did not do anything. He just finished from PDP and handed over to Umoino, which is another problem. So I do not support this current governor in Akwa Ibom, and we are going to be looking in details to see how we can remove him, because it's not working for the people. Yes, we don't know what Umoino is doing in the state. We don't know what Umoino is doing in Akwa Ibom, and that is my question. We are going to be looking at what he's doing, and you are going to see what is going to happen very soon. We don't know what Umoino is doing in Akwa Ibom. The new governor in Akwa Ibom is not the choice of the people. He has not been doing anything. He came in through back door. Yes, he came in through back door. There's already the proof everywhere. Of course, we are pursuing the case in the court. We don't want Umoino in Akwa Ibom. That is, by the way, I just remember something. Because Umoino is bringing Akwa Ibom back. Look at what Godswill Akpabio did in Akwa Ibom. Emmanuel Udom came, did not do much. He was just enjoying the past glory of Godswill Akpabio. Now, Umoino man, that is a big problem. We need to do something about it as soon as possible. Are you getting me? So, and this is just the indication of what we have been talking about, that the governors have always been our problem, guys. This one says Jakaban don't kill Nigeria. This is Onye Kazulu or whatever. This is another criminal from the southeast. Ayo Adabo say you are wrong. In December, okay, I've read that. Stephen Ejikeme said, is no propaganda. Don't pretend as if you are not aware that it was part of the FG palliatives. No same person is against removal of fuel subsidy, but this palliative and its implementation should have been on before the sudden removal was done. This is Stephen Ejikeme. This is another criminal from the southeast. He said no sane person is against removal of subsidy. I don't know who is the same person, except if not you people from the southeast, the IPOP Biafra people from the southeast that support fuel subsidy. What is fuel subsidy? Only you people that have been benefiting from fuel subsidy, because it's you people that, because I don't know what you have been benefiting from fuel subsidy. If you say fuel subsidy have always been there, the country have not moved forward. So I don't know the same person you are talking about. Every time you people always generalize something. Tell us that you people, the IPOP Biafra people, the people from the southeast, love fuel subsidy because it's making you people to, I don't know or you are using it as an excuse to talk about it. The president have done the right thing. The president don't need to inform anybody removal of fuel subsidy, and is doing the right thing to remove the subsidy or to cushion the effect of the subsidy. That is how to do it. Goodluck Jonathan, what do they call it? Consulted people, and he couldn't remove it. And the country have been in a mess for a long time. So Stephen Ejekime, I don't know. I know you only know how to count money in Onitsha. I don't need to blame you because you are not thinking straight. You are only copying and following what your brothers are saying, what your IPOP criminal brothers are saying. You don't think with your brain. The country have always been on fuel subsidies, not today. And the country has not moved forward. And we discovered that we have been spending over 1.9 trillion on fuel subsidy, and the country has not moved forward. And now we have a president that said, no, we cannot be spending money on fuel subsidy, and the country has not been moving forward. Let us use this money to invest. And now the president has provided these monies out of the savings of the fuel subsidy. Is what the government is now giving to the state to use it to invest in infrastructure. For future development, for our future, for the growth of the country. And you're telling me fuel subsidy. We cannot bring back fuel subsidy, okay? Sorry about that. I'm sorry. Fuel subsidy is not what we want. He said, if they share the money, do you have problem with that? After all, your hero, Jakaban, wanted to share 8K, if not the widespread condemnation. Okay, this is the same person that commented the same thing. My brother, you are always, I noticed that all of you are just looking for, now that the president have made effort to solve the problem, you are not commending the president, you are going negative. Some of you say build refinery. So you want the president to build refinery in two months. To build refinery, if you want, you want the president to build a new refinery. So you don't know the process to build a new refinery. You people are just hypocrites, because if you are talking about president building a new refinery, he cannot just give companies to, there is a process in place to start a new project, and that cannot be completed in the next 5 years, 10 years. Yes, the refinery is not something you just do tomorrow and it will be done. No, it's not. It will take time. So you guys don't just have what to say. You just want to be talking down on the president. And I love what the president is doing. He understands your games and he's not taking it for granted, and he's taking action. You understand me? So, by the way, the president is also making steps. Today, we are aware that the president has just received the board and management of the Nigeria Liquefied Natural Gas Limited. That is the MD or CEO of the Nigeria NLG Limited, Dr. Philip. Is it Shelley Bila? Of course. So the president is not sleeping, just like we know. He's making efforts to see how things can work and to put the country on the right track. I salute you. I see all of you on YouTube. I see all of you on Facebook as well, on LinkedIn, all the platforms that I'm showing for. Thank you very much. Somebody said, just in case, said they should watch the Southeast governors because they will chop it. Exactly. The people from the Southeast, they are not asking their governors, so how are you using this money? We are not seeing them asking them that question. He said they can never ask because of too much evil people in the southeast. That is what the brother is saying. Don't answer those criminals. They are frustrated like, yes, daddy. Kolade said, keep on doing your good job. Don't mind some people because what you are saying does not suit them and it's not in the favor of their master. Exactly. That's the truth. We know that. That is why they are not happy and they can never be happy because we have successfully debunked and crack down on the criminalities of IPOP people, and I'm so much happy about that. Dozier say, Oga, go out from this live video and go and hustle, bro. This is Dozy man, my brother. Go and come and hustle for me. I'm already hustling. This is my hustle. Is it paining you? Igwe Dave James said, you are always making noise in another man's land. That's comfort for you. You could have come back here and be making same noise because you don't what people are facing now. What is it that people are facing? If whatever you are facing, you deserve to face it. Whatever you are facing, you deserve to face it because you are not being sincere to yourself. Now, we should be hearing the report of if there are actually people facing any problem in that country. We should be hearing the report now of them demanding from their state governors what is going on. So that is my conclusion. Because if we don't see Nigerians rising up to ask their governors what they are using the money that the federal government are giving to them to, what they are using it for, then there's nothing that Nigerians are facing. Nigerians are actually enjoying burning children everywhere. In fact, the population is increasing and people are giving birth to children. That means that they have food to eat. That means things are working. Things are working. So if you say what you are facing, you deserve what you are facing, especially in the southeast, you deserve it. Whatever that is going on in the south, you deserve it because you allow criminals to take over your state and you have never asked any question. You don't come out to ask questions. You understand me? So don't come here and talk rubbish. Here we don't talk. We don't cover up anything here. They should ask Samuel Akpan to come to southeast. Maybe they want me to come and help them in the southeast. They want our governor to move from Akwa Ibom to the southeast to come and help people. Are you getting me? I say whatever thing that is happening to you, you deserve it. Because when we correct you, you are not listening. Every time you blame the president for your predicament. And we have been saying that it is not the president that is the cause of the problem. It is the state governors. Is it not very clear now? Is it not very clear? Is it not very clear that the state governors are the problem? See, the federal government has brought out money. Does it mean that the state don't have money too? The state also have money. So if the 5 billion, they look at it and say, oh, 5 billion cannot really do something. How much are we going to add to develop something? And I've just suggested the farmers, they don't have good road to transport their goods inside the farm to the city where they can sell it. They are having problems. The state governors can invest in transportation for the farmers, in making sure that they have good roads that leads to their farm, and making sure that there's security for the farmers to be happy, or just like what the federal government is doing. The federal government is on the right track, making sure that the federal government is providing grains, fertilizers, and everything for the farmers. So it is now left for the state governors to have a meeting, have a meeting with these farmers. How does the farmers want things? Because the farmers are actually the one producing food. If the farmers don't produce food, then we have no other option than to import. And that is why, as we continue to import food, can you imagine that I learned that we are importing rice, we are importing gari. So that is what we are talking about. Gari, cassava that we can farm in our own land in Nigeria, and we are not importing cassava. So you see, only the provision of cassava, rice, beans, agbado, which is most of our staple food in the country. Don't deceive yourself, guys. Don't deceive yourself. So if the farmers can plant this thing and they have confidence and they grow, they have seed, they have fertilizers, they have the support of the government to plant it. Every state, focus on your state. If every state do this, Nigeria will be the best place. Because before we know it, we will not have surplus of goods everywhere that we can buy, that we can feed on. That will now reduce the importation of things. That is making the currency to devalue the money. Because that is actually what is devaluing the money. When you use a lesser currency to buy a bigger currency, and that you are importing things into your country, you are not doing anything. You are not adding value to your economy. You are not improving your economy and everything. So that is what we are saying. That is the conversation. That is the conversation. So the state governors can actually do something. We have already given them suggestions. Make the road that leads to these farmers to be accessible. The farmers need accessible road. Give them machines. The government don't need to use 5 billion to share to people. Give farmers machines. Commercialize agriculture in your state. There is nowhere in the world you have source of food if it's not through farming and agriculture. Most of the things you import, you don't know that it's processed from farm produce. Most of the things that is being put in containers, canned for you, they sell for you, they bottle it, they package it. It's from farm. It's from the farm. It's from the farm. Most of you like to take all this, what do they call it? In Nigeria, I think there's golden morn in Nigeria. You want to take golden morn in Nigeria, you want to do other things. See, you want to drink milk, you want to do all these things. You want eggs, there's nothing that is not from the farm, guys. There's nothing that is not from the farm. That is why we are saying, as the government is investing in manufacturing, all the farm produce will be available. In this country, for example, in the UK, there are farmers that the government don't joke with. They invest every day. They are making sure that they put investment in agriculture to produce food. Are you getting me now? So another problem that we know the farmers in Nigeria have is how to store all these farm produce. Storage of farm produce. We have different season, harvest season, different period of planting. When it's not the season, some of these produce, they are not there. For example, what they call it, orange, different. There are lots of things. There are so many things, So we don't have good storage system, preservation system that can store this produce so that all year round there's going to be food. Even most of these seasonal plants that we grow, you can use modern technology and you can have food available all year round. We just need investment. And that is what the federal government is trying to do. Providing this money to the state. It's not about sharing. I don't know why Nigerians always think about sharing money. You're not thinking something else. You're talking about sharing money. Wasofia say, please, Nsima my blood, leave them to share money. But the seats are sharing money. You did not talk about that. Please let them share money for our poor people. How are they going to share money? How will the federal government share money to poor people? Is it not true? That is the plan of the federal government, is for the state to actually identify people who need this money to give it to them. Ayo says surplus food and federal government will buy for storage. Of course, okay, that's a good idea. He is very free to express himself. Somebody say, Oga, come and ask for us now. Keep mouth like Pomo. Michael Chidebere. He said, I should come and ask for you. Say, yeah, I'm sorry. Somebody said, bro, remember that your name was not added among Tinubu ministers. So, oh boy, the thing they pain on a well. So my name was not added on Tinubu minister, so I should not talk again. Wonder shall never end. Okay, let me read the report of the IPOP people. That is finally busted. I love it. That the news is finally busted. It's everywhere. I will not be able to read all of them. but I can just read a little bit of it. It's finally busted. They say the deceptive tactics of IPOP. You need to read it for yourself. It's a very long one. Now the deceptive tactics of IPOP. They say the agitation is no longer about Biafra or Ndibo. It was never. There's no Biafra anywhere. It has never been about Ndibo. Ndibo, I've never seen anybody talking about anything good for Ndibo. Because if you want to talk anything good for the Ndibo, you should be holding the governors in the South is accountable. I have never seen it. Abaribe has been in government for years. Nothing good about it. All the governors, they have been, all Jews Okalo have been there, still talking freely, still using the Igbos to catch crews. Nobody talks about holding Ojus Okalo and stopping Ojus Okalo. So none of these tactics of IPOP, criminality of IPOP has never been for the good of the Igbo people, of the Igbo, nor Biafra. Biafra has never existed, can never exist, and will not exist, and will never happen. Are you getting me now? So I'm reading their letter. I mean the new news that is everywhere now. The deceptive tactics of IPOP. Busted. The agitation is no longer about Biafra or Ndibo. It is about money, women, and power. It is an ego fight among selected narcissists. The IPOP leaders do not want the Igbo followers to know this. It will not be good for their narrative and end goal. It will deflate the deceptive tactics. Keeping the propaganda and fake news alive is the best they can do. The deceptions work at least for now, but the lies will definitely die someday. So it's happening. It's happening, guys. They have busted big time. They have been busted this time around, and it will not work again. I was listening to Ijele this morning. Ijele was finishing them. Ijele was finishing them because Ijele knows that all this deception of IPOP has nothing to do with Biafra, has nothing to do with Igbo or anything. It's just for their own political rubbish. I get me now. So yeah, so the game is already over, and that is why every day if you are seeing them so much angry now, trying to abuse me, say okay, because now they have seen that these guys have busted our plans and it's no longer working anymore. So that is why you are seeing them commenting and they are so much mad. They asked me, Sima, why are you not wearing the cap? Now you asked me to wear the cap. Which cap? Bunch of criminals coming here to talk rubbish. So yes, their plans have been busted. So now they don't know, they are floating. I have told them before, before the next 4 years, there will be no opposition in Nigeria. I'm telling you, there will be no opposition in the country. You know why? Because the president by that time must have been able to solve all the challenges that Nigerians are passing through. Nigerians are actually passing through challenges because the governors have refused. The governors have refused to do what they're supposed to do. And the governors have helped the people to deceive the people. Every day, Nigerians complain of their president. They don't know that it is the governors that is their problem. They don't know. But I think that is the message that the president is trying to point out so that all these things will be resolved once and for all. And I know the time is coming. Joshua say, Oga, try change your wheat supplier. I'm comfortable with the one I'm buying from. Okay? This one say, useless blogger. We like it. We love our blogging style. Okay? The one you have been blogging. You people say you blog very well. IPOP blog. Run propaganda. You end up destroying the Southeast. You say you have followers. You end up destroying the Southeast. Is that not shameful? Get out of here. Dozy man say Nigerian army cannot handle attacks on herdsmen that are destroying our farmers. So how do you want the gari and cassava to be stored? This is from Dozy man. Say Nigerian army cannot handle attacks on herdsmen. So tell us where the herdsmen are attacking Nigerians. Tell us. There is no place like that. Tell us where herdsmen are attacking people. Tell us where herdsmen are attacking people now. There is nothing like that. That is why the governors in the state, should be able to support the farmers, give them proper protection for them to know that they are well protected and they are secure when they are doing their farming. There is no place where herdsmen is attacking anybody. There is no place. Moritala Jimo say good job. Thank you very much. Nsima, you are doing a fantastic, great job. We patriotic Nigerians are fully with you. Thank you very much for that comment. I appreciate you. He said, those are the children of hate and bitterness and anger, frustration, talking propaganda, lies and deceit within the nation. We know themselves. Okay, yeah, that's by the way. So, yes. So, they have been defeated. The city boy has defeated them. I know the city boy can only use success to defeat them. So now let me show you one of the arguments on the Unwise TV that the city boy have defeated. I getting me now? So all these things have been deceived. So there's a new conversation. Everybody is now beginning to, because now this is where this conversation is going to. That the state governors, they received rice since last week and they kept quiet. It's not just rice, they received trucks of rice, not less than 5 trucks of rice. And they, since last week, they kept it. They kept quiet about it. Do you see? Wait, I want to ask a question. Is the job of the Nigerian Labour Congress, is it only to be talking to the president? Is the president only the leader of Nigeria? Because I don't understand the job of the Nigerian Labour Congress. Because every time they talk about president, they blame the president. Is the Nigerian Labour Congress only for the president? What about the state governors that have been failing? That is the question we are asking now. If this stupidity of the Nigerian Labour Congress continue, we will not understand that their mission is to try to see how they can destabilize the government. Because the Nigerian Labour Congress is not only for the president. It is for all the leaders, holding all the leaders accountable in the country. So now that the president has done something, can we see the impact of it? Why don't you hold the governors accountable? Why is the Nigerian Labour Congress always bringing complaints against the president without tackling the main issue? The governors, they are the main issue in that country. Everybody have seen it. But we have never seen the Nigerian Labour Congress talk about the state governors that have refused to implement the policies of the federal government. That is how we know that the Nigerian Labour Congress is a scam, and very soon we are going to pursue them because they are not doing their job. What is the explanation of the Nigerian Labour Congress? So what did the state governors explain to them? What is the explanation? That the state governors, they receive trucks of rice since last week. I'm not even talking about the 2 million cash that was given to them and other things. They did not do anything. They did not talk about it. What is this Nigerian Labour Congress doing about that? So we have noted 3 important points. That the state governors, they receive trucks of rice since last week, never informed the people of the state. They received 2 billion cash release. 2 billion. They kept quiet. Now, they have received outstanding payment of 13% derivation that the party refused to pay. And they paid by another party. They kept quiet. Do you see it? Every time we complain about Abuja, including the Nigerian Labour Congress, so that deceit must be destroyed this time around. We cannot keep quiet for the Nigerian Labour Congress to continue to divert our attention to something else. That is not the problem. The president is not our problem. The federal government is not a problem. Our problem is the state governors. So the Nigerian Labour Congress should focus their attention on the state governors and hold the state governors accountable. They are also leaders. Is the Nigerian Labour Congress, their job is not only to be pointing at the president. Their job is to also point at whatever leader. It doesn't matter the level. They are all leaders and they have failed. So it is now time for the Nigerian Labour Congress to do their job properly, if they are actually there to do their job. Because now we know that they are now Labour Party. They are working for Obi. They are working for Obi. They are not working for any other person. So everybody is saying the real wahala is that make Nigeria great is to make Nigeria great is the state government. The state governors is the problem. It's the state governors that's the problem. So Nigeria should wake up and demand good governance from the state governors. Whether your state is APC, PDP, NNPP, Labour Party, you understand me? Everything was given. There was no favoritism. You know, if the president could have shared more money to different states, then that is when he would have been complaining. There is no report that the president favor only APC governors. There is no report that the president favor only PDP governors. There is no report that some states receive less than the other states. The president has done what he needs to do. So the Nigerian Labour Congress should now begin to hold the state governors accountable because they are the cause of a problem. The cause of a problem today in this administration that we have seen is not caused by the president. It is caused by the state governors because up to now, they are yet to implement anything upon all the resources that the president have pumped to the state. They are yet to implement anything for the people. So this is what we are talking about, and we'll continue to talk about it this time around so that our people will know what is actually going on and stop making mistakes. You understand me? So that our people will know what is going on and stop making mistakes and pointing fingers at the wrong person. Understand me? So the governors, they are our biggest problem, and something should be done about that. So I came across this conversation on Unwise TV where I don't know, is one of their presenters was trying to argue to correct a Rufai on Unwise TV. We have just in fact, everybody must have understood what the mission of Unwise TV. The mission of Bingo TV is to continue to cause confusion for people that don't know what is going on. But you see, it's not going to work this time around. Just like we keep explaining it, it's not going to work this time around. Is no longer going to work this time around. It's not going to work this time around. All the deceit is crumbling. I told you that when the city boy come into power, all the deceit, all the lies will crumble. All the deceit and all the lies will crumble. I told you, the city boy knows where and where to touch, and he's going to stop it. Let us listen to this this conversation that went on. Listen. 5 million naira for the 36. Now look at it. So the 5 million naira explanation, you know, this presenter on Unwise TV was explaining that 5 billion naira. Okay, let me just play so that you listen to the explanation, please. Pay attention. 5 billion naira for the 36 states plus the FCT. 5 billion times 37 gives you 185 billion. My girl Ayo called this a drop in the bucket. Ayo, I'm gonna have to. Well, you know, I put Rufai on the spot a lot. I'm gonna have to come for you this one. You know, my girl, and we go way back. So, according to the National Social Safety Nets Coordinating Office, there was an interview they gave. I think it was with the Guardian earlier this year, or was it late last year? You got 12.8 million poor and vulnerable households with 50 million individuals. If you divide that number, 50 million by 12.8, you get 3.9 households, 3.9 people per household. So I approximated it to 4. So here's what to do. Let's do some math. If you divide 185 billion by 12.8 million households, you get 14,435 naira per household. If you want to divide further, that 14,435 by 4 people, each person gets 3,500 naira. And then Ayo says this morning that it's not enough. It's a drop in the bucket. Oh, Ayo, I have to ask you a question. Where do you want the money to come from? How long do you want this program to be extended? Ayo, let's say we extend it for. So this is the explanation that this brother is trying to explain on Wise TV. For me, it's not the amount of money, it's the execution. Because it doesn't matter the amount of money. Have you done it? Can people just receive that money first? Have you started the implementation? Will the governors not siphon the money just like they have been doing before? It's not about sharing money to people, just like I've said. It's not just about sharing money, it's to make sure you can use this money to do tangible thing in your state. And everybody will see, okay, look at what the governor used the money to do. And now it is benefiting all of us. So just like I said before, I don't like this argument of you dividing money. At the end of the day, you say, oh, you will get 3.5. Then the purpose of the reason why the president gave the money is defeated, because the president initially wanted to share 88K. And we were like, no, we don't need 8K. What can 8K do? So I don't understand the idea why all these people are now calculating money. And now they say it's 3.5. What? 3.5 and 8K, which one is bigger than it? So this does not make sense. The reason why the president gave the monies to the state governors is not to share money. It is given as palliative to the state. That is the word. But it's not to share money to individuals. Because the president wanted to share 8K initially, and we all condemn it, that people will not receive this money. The 5 billion is to invest in this infrastructure in the state, economy of the state, to make the state a better place, to cushion the effect, and it's a temporary solution. It does not stop the state governors from adding extra money to build roads to the farmers, to subsidize transportation to everybody in the state, or to maybe provide one thing that will help the people in the state. You know your problem in your state. So please, this argument of dividing money, I don't think is the intention of the president. It is called palliative. I don't know. When they say palliative, does it mean you need to share it? It is given as palliative to the state. So I believe that by now, some people are supposed to know this. Anyways.
10 months. If you extend this program for 10 months, I do it on a monthly basis from the federal government to each of the states, you get 1.8 trillion naira. That 1.8 trillion naira almost swallows up the 1.9 trillion that the FAC allocation, which is the highest it's ever gotten in history, was distributed to the state. Now remember, it's only 900 billion. They kept 1 trillion to themselves. Now, Ayo has criticized the movement in the dollar, so has Rufai, so I'm sure Mr. K has too, so has a lot of people. But the same devaluation in the dollar that everybody was shouting about, that took the dollar from 430 or 460 to 750, is what gave the federal government even more money to share to the states, in fact. So look, for the populists out there, for the neo-welfarists, for the socialists, you have to pick a struggle. You can't criticize devaluation of the dollar and then say that the amount of money that the federal government is distributing is not enough. Where do you want the money to come from? Oh, by the way, the federal government has reintroduced subsidies. And so the subsidies now is going to put more pressure on the fiscal structure of the government. Pick a struggle. Earlier, Rufai was talking about agriculture and the rice. Rufai said increase price hectare per yield, increase the seedlings, increase this, increase that. Where is the money going to come from? Pick a struggle. The federal government fiscally is encumbered. And so the reforms to remove subsidies, to devalue, are supposed to have benefits for the long-term outlook of the country. So you have to pick a struggle. Look, the 5 billion that is being distributed now, 14,000, let's go back to that graphic, 14,000 naira per household. How long is that going to last? How long? I've talked about population in this country. I've talked about the births per capita in Nigeria. How it's one of the highest in sub-Saharan Africa. We have a rising increasing population, putting more pressure on the wealth on the spatial structures of the state. The state doesn't have enough money. 96% revenue, 96% debt service to revenue ratio, rising 20.23 trillion naira ways and means, 47 trillion naira total public debt. Where is the money going to come from for these palliatives and everything else everybody's asking for? I throw that question to the audience.
Okay, so a quick reaction.
So I love this guy on Wise TV, because this brother, what's his name again? Rotus Odiri. Rotus Odiri on Wise TV is giving woto to Rufai and all these other guys. But because at least this is one of the persons that I've seen on Wise TV that is arguing intelligently, not just sentiment and emotions. We have listened to people like Rufai and Dr. Bate. They always use emotions and all those emotions to make the people following them, their fellow anti Tinubu, to make them happy, because they use emotion. But this is one of the brothers that I've seen Rotus Odiri on Wise TV, telling them, he mentioned the same population we are talking about. If Nigerians are suffering, they will not be increasing in population. They will not be burning 10 children and increasing children, every family burning children. No, you are not suffering. You are enjoying. You are actually enjoying. You are actually enjoying. In the UK and US you are talking about, do you know that they have the maximum number of child you can give birth to? You want US and UK to be like, you want to be like US. You know that if we start implementing the same things going on in the US and you know that it is you that will still complain. So this brother was right to talk about population. You understand me? And to still tell them that which one do you stand? That you are always looking for something to use to talk down on the government, to try to spoil the government. That is what this brother said to them, because that is my point. Because I do not still, buy the idea of the calculation of money. No. It's beyond that. It's beyond that. But the point is that the population is increasing. If Nigerians say that they are suffering, why is their population increasing? It shows that they are not suffering. Some people will say, oh, don't you know that poor people give birth? Because you have the ability to give birth. You are enjoying. You have a comfortable place to pregnant somebody and to have children. Yeah, so you are enjoying. If you want to show if a country is growing or what, you show the population. So if you are increasing and you are complaining that you are not happy, then why are you increasing in numbers? So they are giving birth to children every day, and you say you are poor. Where is it poor? Where? They are not poor anything. Stop that nonsense. Nigerians are enjoying. Nigerians are enjoying. And then there are lots of people who continue to deceive themselves. They don't want to face the reality. The reality is that the governors have been the cause of their problem. But they don't want to face their governors. They don't want to hold their governors accountable. They are blaming every other person. So this brother on Rotus Odiri on Wise TV should continue, because I think he did a very nice job. At least now, this Rufai will not be talking rubbish and nobody to answer him. Because I feel every time I hear this brother who read zoology on Wise TV talking rubbish, I say, why is he always talking nonsense? Every time, talking out of point. Talking out of point. The president have just done something. They are not happy. They just want to ignore what the president have done to bring another topic, because their mission, just like I've always said, their mission is to always talk down on the government. This is not even criticized, because if they are criticizing, they should be criticizing the government constructively. No, this is not criticism. This is hatred for the president. This is anti-president or anti-government. So because their own candidate lost election, so anything that the president is doing, they don't just like. They just want to be talking down on the president because they don't want to hear anything. They want to, make a point. But I'm happy that somebody on Wise TV is correcting them. And then look at what Rufai was saying, so that you will know that these guys, they don't have anything to offer. They are only sitting down on Wise TV. When you start running propaganda, you go far. So they are enjoying their propaganda and they're happy about it.
I don't like getting hoodwinked by the dangers of the single story neoclassical economists will always make. Take, for instance, this clip of watch. This single story. Because the other part of the story they won't tell you is the fact that if there's actually supply and enough supply that goes to the bank, the same person too can go to the bank and get the forex at a good rate, like people used to get BTA. All right?
This brother, I find it difficult to listen to him because it does not make sense. You always look for ways to attack somebody. Somebody is explaining something here, he went and talking another rubbish. So that is by the way. So guys, I'm just happy that this brother has always been on Wise TV, trying to counter them, or their whatever, giving them facts and figures of what is actually going on, what the president is doing, and we are happy for what the president is doing. So any other person that is not happy, you can wait for your own turn. You can wait for your own turn to become the president. Okay? Wait for your own turn to become the president. We are happy with the president, and we know that the president is doing the right thing. I get it now. That's why we have been asking the president, that you gave money to the state governors. How are you sure the state governors are going to use this money for the job? That is our concern. And we trust the government. So if the president trusts the state and give them money, then let us see. Because we have known these state governors as failures. We have known these state governors as failures. They have always been failing. But we know that they are new. Some of them are new now in this administration. So let us see what they are going to do. But you see, people will not forget what has been happening in the past, and that is the reality. By the way, I got this breaking news that the Niger junta, the Niger junta, the leaders, they have evacuated their families to Dubai or Burkina Faso. Why are they doing that? This is a news. It's the same news from Arise News. They say that the Niger junta, the leaders are evacuating their families to Dubai, Burkina Faso, because they are afraid that they got some intelligence of an imminent attack by ECOWAS and all of that. So my question is it not the same thing that our politicians they do? So the Niger junta, they are bringing their own families. They want to save the life of their own families. They take their families abroad and allow other people to suffer. You see, this is what we have been saying. I have said before that military coups or whatever is not the solution to African problems. Have you seen the report? That the Niger plotters, the Niger juntas, they are running away now, taking their families abroad. They want these people are always, I told you people, it doesn't matter how you change the system. If the people don't change with the system, whether how expensive the system is, whether it is a new system, it will continue to be a big problem. I am telling you, it doesn't matter how you change it, whether you change it from anywhere to anywhere. It is the people that will actually make it work. If you have the wrong persons in charge, it will never work. And that is what we have been telling. That is what we have been saying. Are you getting me now? That is our argument, and we know that our argument is always authentic. You see? So the June plotters, the junta, the Niger juntas, all of them are sending their own families abroad, which is actually the same thing with our politicians are doing to us. The politicians will send their own family members to go to school abroad. They will send their own families to go and live abroad. Even them themselves, as the state governors, their family don't live in the state. They send their own families abroad. The state governors, go and ask. Most of them, their families don't live in Nigeria. They don't live in the state. They send their own, and they don't govern the state properly. They don't take care of the state. That is the same thing the Niger juntas are doing. So my brother, the challenge that we are facing in Africa is a big one. It's a political leadership problem. The day we will get the right leaders is the day Africa is going to be liberated. And that has always, it doesn't matter whether you hate the conversation, whether you want to talk any other thing, that is the truth. Even the same thing happened in this IPOP, IPONC group, the Biafra group. The same thing happened now. Look at how the leaders, the people that they say they are leading them, look at what they did among themselves. They share money, they do all kinds of evil among them. So, my brother, is what we are still saying. I will continue to say it here. We are here. We will continue to remind all of them. The same IPONC people, the same leaders in IPONC, they are the one, deceiving their brothers, doing what they are not supposed to do, burning their properties, making life difficult for them, and then all of them are still smiling. If a women in America who live in America 17 years from the southeast, they are from Igbo, they are Igbo. They stay in the US, they stay in America. They sponsor terrorism in the southeast. My brother, do you see that the Igbo land is already destroyed? If people who live abroad in America, most of them are women, supporting Simon Ekpa, before now, IPONC, Nnamdi Kanu, all of them, contributing money. The money is not to make the life easy for their people. The money is to burn down the whole of the shop, sit at home, destroy life, everything there, my brother. These are people who live abroad. If they can do this, my brother, Igbo land is already destroyed. Because there is nobody standing up and correcting them. If anybody want to correct them, like Ijele, I saw this morning the way they are firing Ijele, and that one was just laughing at them. He said, "I told you, I'm not the person that caused problem for you, And this is what we are talking about. It's the same thing. I have given reference to the Niger junta leaders who are doing the same thing. Now they are running away. They are sending their own families abroad. IPONC people the same. The leaders did the same. Deceive their people, collect their money, lie for them. Biafra is coming 2020. He did not come. 2019, a deal was signed and sealed. He did not come. And Simon Ekpa came and told them in 2022 that Biafra is going to come in 150 days. He did not come. Now, they say they are setting up a government in exile, and Simon Ekpa is still their leader. Have you noticed that they will not be interested if they are not the leaders, if they are not in position to eat the money, if they are not in position to be the one collecting the money? So it's all deceit. And we have said it before. It doesn't matter how you change it. It doesn't matter whether you put a new system, old system. If the people do not change, my brother, that is the biggest problem. And that is why countries like America, UK, all those places are making progress. At least their own leaders, they have a little bit of sympathy for their own people. They have sympathy for their own people. At least they make sure that life is easy for their people. They make sure that life is easy. The sufferings in the UK, in the US, it's not the same. What you pray for in America, in the UK, is not the same prayer in Nigeria or Africa. We don't pray for electricity in America or in the UK. So you see now, so when you compare the poverty in the US and it's not the same kind of problems. We are fighting here for different problems. Problem like, okay, before we see the doctor, it takes many years to see the doctor. It takes long time to be able to meet your GP. That is the kind of things we complain about here. Are you getting me now? And then maybe price of food going up, and then the government try to look for ways to subsidize things and make sure things are easy. But the problem in Africa is a fundamental problem which the leaders themselves have decided to enrich themselves. For example, you see governors supporting, giving license to people to import generators when they're supposed to make sure that they have electricity. And then when they import these generators, they have their own cut and share in the money. So it's the same thing we are talking about. But now we have a president who is saying, no, enough is enough. Let us do the right thing. Let us make things work. What are we going to do? The only option we have is to support the president that is ready to make life easy for people by making sure we hold our state governors and local government accountable. That is what is going to solve these problems once and for all, guys. There's nothing else that is going to solve it. If you like, keep shouting from now till tomorrow. The problem will still be there. You will keep shouting. At the end of the day, the problems will still be there. Are you getting me now? So yes. So who is going to hold the governors accountable in your state? Are you going to be part of the people that is going to ask the governors, what are you doing with the money that the federal government have given to you? Nonso Theophilus say, I can't spend my data on you, imbecile, that you collect PIN from your stealing master. I don't even know what you're talking about. Nwachuku Dongre say, watching is like I'm wasting my data. You can go now. Darlington Benson say, he good, close that your dirty mouth. You have not to offer. Exactly. I don't have anything to offer. Simon Ekpa have something to offer. Go and meet him. Nnamdi Kanu have something to go and meet him. Nnamdi Kanu is in DSS dungeon. You go and meet him. Criminals everywhere. Coming here to talk rubbish. So are you getting what we are saying now, guys? This is what we have been talking about, and we'll keep on talking about it. Now, the president is making every Nigerian to see that the cause of the problem are the governors. They have refused to do what they are supposed to do. Because by this time, as we are talking now, if the governors have been able to implement what the federal government have already given to them, by now, things could have been more easier in the country. Because look at how the formula is supposed to work. The state governors do their own in their state. And before you know it, everybody in Nigeria will be fine. Everybody in Nigeria will be fine. But guess what? The governors are not doing anything, especially the governors in the southeast. They don't develop the state at all. There's no good road. There's no electricity. There's nothing working in Anambra, in Enugu, in all those southeast states. What end up happening is that people migrate from those places to go to where they can have a good life. That is human nature. It's common. It's natural. And by so doing, as they migrate from the southeast to other states that still receive the same 5 billion, do you see where the problem is? Every state almost receive the same amount of money to do something for the state. And when the governors fail to do it, the people will naturally leave the state, travel out of the state to go to another place where they feel something is working, where they can do their business and grow. They will go there. But for example, now the federal government gave 5 billion to every state, the same amount. So now all the state will receive the 5 billion. They are not using the money, and the people will migrate from the southeast to other states, and then they will go and use the same 5 billion that the federal government have given to every state. Can you see that there's a problem here? That is why some people are talking about the regional government. By the way, tomorrow we are going to be discussing about regional government, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. We are going to be talking about regional government because many people are beginning to think that regional government will be the best. Because from what I'm seeing here, what the federal government is doing, you understand me? What the federal government is doing is trying to give more power to the state. But there is a big danger as well. Because, number one, the federal government is using the resources of everybody to share to the state. And now, if the state governors refuse to use this money to develop the state, people in their own state will move to another state that receive the same amount of money, therefore adding more pressure to people in other states. You see the problem? And there's no punishment for the state governors for failing to use their resources. You see the problem now? So people are beginning to say, wow. So you are not contributing to the federation. You are receiving the same amount of money, palliative and every other thing that the government is sharing. Yet, you keep your own money and your brothers are migrating to another state to put pressure on other people, then there's a problem. If you cannot see that that's a problem, there's a big problem. Because I'm seeing that what the federal government is doing, what our president is doing, is trying to give the state more power to develop their state. But the governors are not developing their state. And this is affecting the economy of the country, Nigeria as a whole, because the migration will always move towards where there is high concentration, right? Where there is development, migration will always move towards that place. And we can see that is why there's a lot of people in Lagos, there's a lot of people in Rivers State, there's a lot of people in Akwa Ibom, because those are the cities that are actually making waves and developing. And people are going to a place where they can make progress, where there's development. So that is a big problem. So tomorrow, 7 p.m., we are going to be discussing, even before 7 p.m. maybe, we might start from in the morning, because tomorrow is dedicated for this regional government. Let us listen to the many arguments and all of that. Why people would think support the regional system. Are you getting me now? And how this can be implemented, because we can see the challenges. We now understand the problem. We now understand the games of IPOP, IPONG people, Biafra and all of that. We can see their games, and it's not taking us anywhere further, guys. So please, I want to open the line because I don't have much time. I want to open the line. This is 1 hour. I've already spent 1 hour, 20, almost 18 minutes. Please, if you have, what do you think? How can the federal government help the state governors to implement and to use the resources? How can the state governors use the resources that the federal government is giving to them? And what is the punishment? How can the federal government hold them accountable to make sure that any money given to them, they actually use it? So this should be our conversation, and that is what I'm interested in. I salute you. Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
Chairman, good afternoon.
I salute you, sir.
You see this very topic we put outside now.
Yes.
Right? I don't listen this thing maybe 5 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Then if you look for Lagos, then bomb me for Lagos and go for Lagos. They not allow waiting our leaders prepare for us. They not let us enjoy them for Lagos. I try to tell you. When their criminal leader, Uchuku, when they tell them to make them go school, they no agree go. Now, when my mama said, come, they send my brother go school. At the end of the day, every day back come Lagos now. We no fit work, no place to work, no place to do everything. Because of something, when their leaders fail for their place, they migrated to another state and become a problem to other people that are managing their life. And they're not another person for their state. Can you hear me?
Yes.
They don't allow anybody for their state. And that is a problem. That is cheating. That is 100% cheating. Then that region. Now, majority of them went to Islam because I have friends that are Igbos that went to that school. Did you hear me? So when we did there now, when we know they discriminate between religion and everything, when we go to school, when we go to university, a lot of Yoruba people, because Yoruba people, I not live for other states, so I go speak about my people. We so much believe in education. That's why we send our children to school. At the end of the day, our parents suffer. You want to sell body, you want to sell corn, you want to go kill it, send their children go school. When their children go school, no place to come outside. Now, when they scatter the regional system of government, the president won't bring in a credit facility. That has been in the blueprint of our law for the people school. You cannot manage that system. That send us to school. And now the system where they use for America, where we did. Now the same system that they use for UK. Now, because of their they scattered the system, we are able to their people come. Now, they don't use their own now to suffer us for the people for West now. At the end of the day, the things we were supposed to enjoy from the government, we don't get that because of the waiting. Everybody, when their leaders fail, they will migrate to another state. Instead of them to have okay, why this thing they happen like this? Somebody then Europe, they tell them make them sit down for half. I don't understand that kind of thing. You don't begin the inside AC for them. You don't begin they use free electricity. If they get free things from the government from where you did. But on the opium, I don't understand. I dey try understand that those kind of people. Now the same thing now, and I thought say they did for the day they don't send their children come out for the country. Now which they need to be now. Well, if their pikin go, well, they're not going to bring such a thing out. If they're not say their children go die, their wife go die, they're not going to try it. They're not going to try it. You get one balance, say, share not somebody else pikin, now you feel send go through fire. Why you not send your own pikin go? That is why you see. Then they always call speak Yoruba, say, I will say, they no fit trust. Why you go trust me? When you don't say, okay, you won't use my own pikin now, they go wait to work. I go green follow you. So now what thing they happen now? That if I pray to God, if they feel allowed, more will go back to the regional God. Make every cross place. Make the whole region. If you not treat your region well, they and your people make on us. Because now, see.
Your network is fluctuating. Your network is fluctuating anyways. Yeah, go ahead.
Go Lagos. Their children no fit go that the east where they cause that problem now. They're not in school for them. Now they Lagos now. They say they build economy. Which fucking economy they build? They say they be traders. Those guys are traders. Are they manufacturers? They are not manufacturers. They are traders. They don't manufacture the goods. So why did they tell us all those shit? I want to say, if make everybody carry a cross, make everybody carry a cross, God will help us. If that regional system will go tomorrow, more we discuss and make everybody carry a cross. Anybody, any governor will not do well. Make them know that. Nobody they fight state governor. The local government chairman, nobody they now president, everybody they call. As if saying go come down, come share money, give all of them. I don't understand that kind of thing. So as what's the money go to your state now? Let put their eye now, make them still go hold the federal government, say now federal government and they cause the problem. Because of those states, just election, you don't do anything. For how many years? For all the training, wait till you use your money. You use that trade, put the money for a pocket. Now they tell me say now the best person. Let them go tell that one to pikin will never come this life. The pikin will never come this life. Make them go talk all those things. God will help us. Tomorrow we go discuss them. If not that regional government, I think see the boss where they come from East, where they come Lagos. At the end of the day, they will come populate. They will come populate Lagos. I grow for Lagos. You go see their children, 7 years old, 8 years old. Then they said handkerchief. They said this inside traffic for Lagos. Now them be the highest seller of those things. We know. Now the thing, last year we know since we don't come all this problem now. Now the thing it don't
So you are saying that the solution is what? What is your solution?
I pray to God, let's go back to regional government. Period.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I appreciate you. Hello, I salute you.
Benzema?
I salute you.
Yeah, are you still on? Guys, still on the phone, or can I speak?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you again for this opportunity. It's just good to people educated, and we also get educated while we share ideas on this platform. Thank you once again. Yeah, I just want to, you mentioned something about the labor, the 180 billion palliative.
Yes, 185
that the
billion.
federal
Yeah.
government, yes, that they shared for the governors. You know, like we must understand that in the previous government, Buhari will give the money and will not say anything.
Yes.
You understand? And it will be later when the people start complaining, that's when we will hear that, hey, certain amount was given to the state. But now, with this current government, we see that the information was made public.
Yes, this is what we want now.
Yes. So going forward, I saw Labour. I read on one of the Punch headlines. He said Labour faults the 180 billion palliative, saying that why would the federal government give it to states?
Yes.
You see, so that they can continue to strike with federal. So now, because federal has transferred the responsibility to the states. The state says
yes.
The state said they want more responsibility.
Yes.
They said there is too much power in the center. Now the center is saying, okay, handle this. And mind you, amongst the governor, we have Labour Party, we have PDP, we have APC.
Correct.
So that cannot be politicized. Because if the federal government share the money, they will say, oh no, they are giving to their political supporters only. They are not giving it to other people. You know, that will be the narrative. Now the federal says, okay, yeah, we are going to give it to you, state governors, and you will have to share it to your people. So what Labour was supposed to do was supposed to go after each of the state governors.
Exactly.
To make sure that this amount is distributed rather than faulting the federal for giving it to the state. What are we saying? In one vein, we said we want devolution of power. In another vein, we say we want powers to remain in the center. So we are confused set of people. And I think this whole agenda of Labour is acting like a political party. They are looking for every opportunity to go on strike. If
yes.
you remember.
Yes.
When there was rumor that the fuel price again will go up, they are already threatening. No, we're going to strike. Then the president said, no, calm down. Did we say we are increasing the price? He said, no. So why are you saying that you want to go on strike?
That's why I asked the Labour Congress. Is their job to only question the president? Now the president is it only the president that is the leader? The president has passed the responsibility to the state. Why don't you question the state? Because in one of that in one of those publications, the Labour Congress is saying that the state governors that since they can't even pay minimum wage, is it them so why would the federal government give money to them? So why? But I've not seen the Labour Congress hold the state governors accountable. I don't know if you understand. So the state governors know. The state governors know. The Labour Congress know that the state governors, they have refused to pay the minimum wage. So why are they blaming the president?
Good question.
Because the president never said it's not going to pay minimum wage or it's not going to increase. It is the state governors. So why is the Labour Congress or Labour Party not holding the state governors for refusing to pay the minimum wage?
These are the questions we need to start asking them. Are they against just the federal government and leaving the state to operate whichever way they like? That is the question we need to ask. You see. Now, you talk about the minimum wage. The federal government increased the allocation to each of the states, right? So now, why are the states not paying the minimum wage?
What is Labour doing to ensure that the state pays the minimum wage? Or are they just there to fight the federal government only, and then anything the state does, they blame it on the federal? These are the questions we need to start asking. Are they really protecting the workers, or they are Labour Party? These are the questions we need to start asking them, because their body language, the way they talk. Firstly, you say, no, we must give power to the state. It's too much in the center. Okay, now the center says, okay, here is state. Oh, no, why would you give to state? And one of your governor is among the governor. Are you saying you don't trust your own governor? That should be the question, because a Labour Party governor is there. So these are the questions we need to start asking. I will reserve the other conversation on the, what do you call it?
Regional or something.
You say we'll discuss regional.
Yes, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes. One other thing I just want to also mention is the CBN Forex price verification system.
Yes, that has been approved. Yeah.
I've been thinking about it because I was really concerned. This is the situation of our Forex, Mr. Nsima. When the CBN allocate foreign currency to the banks, to give out to people that are doing export, import, and what have you, what the bank does with the money is another thing. They give it to their agent in the black market. You understand?
Yes.
And when ordinary people that actually need the foreign currency goes to the bank, they will even refer you from the bank that go to this black market. That's where you can get it. So what our bank has been doing was to sell it and driving the exchange rate upward, because the higher it goes, the more profitable it is for them. Since the government is subsidizing the foreign exchange at the rate of 450 at the time. So that is why you see our bank, because I've been asking myself question, how is our bank expanding to all African countries? Where is the money coming from? So that is the secret business that they've been doing.
Yeah, but that is because the government, it can never happen in the UK. Did you hear that such thing happened in the UK?
It can.
Because the government is not punishing criminals. It's as simple as that. The government is not shutting down banks without any notice. Are you telling me that the government don't have intelligent communications to know the banks that are doing it? They know. They are the one also pampering the banks, because maybe their brothers are the one running it. They know it. So the problem we are having, I've always said it, the problem we are having is our political leaders. They are the problem. There is nothing else. The moment we will have good political leaders, all these things will be resolved. The government knows the banks that are selling our forex to, or abogi them, all those places, all those black markets that makes things spoil. So, I mean, it is beneficial to some people and not beneficial to some people. That is how the thing is. That is what I'm saying. So, is the government that if the government decides to take a full action, they can stop it completely if they want to do it.
Yeah, and look at, you are the central bank governor, Emefiele, when he was the central bank. They said he was sitting at 18 banks board. Why he was still the central bank governor?
Yes.
You cannot be in a position like that with the central bank and also be having shares in banks, meaning that you will always create policy that will favor those banks. And the banks are kind of like put in that position because they know with him having sitting in their board, they will have an advantage over other banks. You see, which is a criminal offense. And some people are still.
Yes, I think he has been Emefiele has been charged with, is it 6.9 billion something whatever.
Yeah, 6.9 fraud.
Yes.
Buying cars anyhow.
Yes.
And imagine the person that he gave the contract to works in the central bank.
Can you imagine? That's how they do it.
This is against the law. You can't be giving each other contract, and these are the issue that people are supposed to talk about. Like, I've been asking myself, why is our currency falling very fast? Yes, we know we are not producing that well, but it shouldn't be that way. These are the issue. just one meeting that Tinubu had with the acting central bank governor, what happened to the Naira? It appreciated. So that shows us the power of the president. And with this new form that they introduced, when you import anything, it will be documented, not on paper. Digital footprint will be made available. You need to know what you are importing or what you are exporting. Firstly, what that means is that they will be able to give you the appropriate tax, that is relevant to you. And secondly, it will also be used for price control. You cannot import something for 10 naira and you want to sell it at 100 naira. You understand? That is exorbitant pricing. So that is where the regulation is coming in gradually. Our system is going to be regulated in such a way that even if you are applying for something, it will be easy for you to, because before I was actually thinking that we're going to talk about it, that maybe central bank should just make its own application, digital application that you apply through central bank, and central bank will issue the payment of this foreign currency through one of the banks. So the bank will not be allowed to issue it directly, because since they've not been doing that, but now with this form, the form gives control to the central bank. Exactly what I was thinking, but in a different way. So this is a very good move.
So,
it's a very
what I want to say, I don't know, is it that we always try to invent something that's already been invented? Because why don't you just find, how is other countries running it? It's simple. Because the government subsidize, for example, the dollars and give it to banks. And banks now go and sell it, and then they are increasing it. And how is other countries able to maintain their currency and everything? The issue of electricity, how is other countries able to supply electricity? Do they have more than what we have? They buy our raw materials to use it to power their station for their 24 hours electricity. So what is difficult for us to do? We have the gas if we need gas. We have coal if we need coal. What is it? All these things are there. My own understanding is that we just have failed political leaders. That is the conversation. That is nothing else. Just like now, the federal government are giving the state money. What is stopping them from executing something? There are youth in those states that have the knowledge, skills, graduates, for them to use them and do the job. But what are they holding it for? Why are they keeping the money? Why are they not making sure that things are working? It is because we have failed leaders. And the problem is that the federal government that's supposed to enforce it, that makes it work, is not doing the job too. So we have a total, complete failure in our political system. Will that change in the city boy government? That is, otherwise, we can share all kinds of ideas from now till tomorrow. If we don't have leaders to implement it, it's not going to work.
Okay, thank you for that. If you look at the way the structure is, in the previous government, information are not readily available. We did not know that this was done. Remember when Wike came out to say we were giving this money? That was when people now realized that, actually, they were paid this money. You see?
Yes.
But now we are starting with dissemination of information.
That is what the city boy know the secret now. We told you now. The city boy knows the secret. Informing the people, keeping the people informed. That is it. It will break this deceit that we have been carrying from generations. Every time we always blame the president. Always blame the president.
Now that we know, it will be easy for people in the state to say, hey, governor, they say they've given you this month. And this is, you see, when we talk about accountability, like we have all those, what do you call it, NGOs, that they are like, is it SERAP, that always sue the federal government for everything and anything.
Yes.
Now, this is the time when they are supposed to be functional. Each state should have those type of NGOs. If your state governors is not doing or using the money for the right reason, that is when these people will come out and say, we are suing you. You've been given this.
Yeah, but we are going to be suing the governors now. We are here, the City Boy movement. We are, let me tell, okay, I've not broken this news. We are a registered body in Nigeria. We are a registered NGO in Nigeria. That's why when I keep saying we are going to hold all of them accountable. We are, it's a grassroots action. No? You will see it now.
Okay.
That's why I keep talking why I'm talking. The reason why I'm talking the way I'm talking is because our people are on ground. We're going to have a report, and we are going to be reporting the people. We're going to be mentioning the state governors one by one. what they have done, what they have not done, what they have done. This is what we are going to be doing. So we already have people that is going to take that action. That is what the City Boy movement is for. By the way, the NGOs in Nigeria that have been running, they are running it for their pockets. All they are interested in is to get money, and they are enjoying themselves. Understand me? So, but this time around, we are taking it upon ourselves because we don't want this government to fail. That is what we want. Go ahead, sir.
Good.
Yes.
No, I like what you just said now, and this is an opportunity for people from different states, to be part of this drive. Enough of this negative narrative, abusing somebody because they think differently from you. We can't all think in the same way. That is the fact. What is truth to you might not be true to me, but I need to respect you for your truth. Because at the end of the day, what I think might be the truth might not actually turn out to be the truth. So the most important thing, we can have diversities of ideas or whatever, principle, whatever. But when it comes to nation building, we need to get involved. We can't just stand on the side expecting our state blaming it on them. When people talk, they say, government. Then the question is, which of your government? Oh, our government is not doing anything. Okay, which of your government? Is it your state government? Is it your local government? Do you even know the function of your state government? Do you even know the function of your local government? And with this grassroots thing that you've just mentioned, will actually help people to understand who to hold. And, with the federal, they need to put in system in place. They need to give information out so that people can know that, okay, we've received this information, you've been paid this amount, so we need to follow up with you. And the biggest problem with our electricity has to do with the way the contract was given. Like when they advertise it, it was given to themselves. They shared it. It was supposed to be advertised and for investors that has the money to invest. They are supposed to be the one getting this thing. But no, it was given to political friends. So now, these people that they gave this thing to, they don't have the money to push the electricity coverage. Now, some of them even took loan from banks, which they couldn't pay back. So now the bank has taken over their company. So these are the things that they did during the time that has brought us to where we are. So it's always good for us to be to do research and get to know about the issue that we are dealing with, so that we know how to tackle them, rather than standing on the side and blaming Tinubu, blaming the federal government, blaming the wrong people. We need to start holding people accountable. The moment we start doing that, every governor that wants to become governor will know that, hey, they are going to come for me. And they need to give us their, their plans to say, okay, these are the things I will do, so that we can mark against what they've done and what they've not done. That is how we hold them accountable. Rather than us doing that, you cannot leave your state and come to another state and start abusing them in their state, saying they are not doing anything, whereas your state is not doing something at all. So this must come to an end. Thank you very much, Nsima, once again for this great opportunity. And thanks for the listener, and God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria.
Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. Thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, guys. The line is open. If you want to call in and make your contribution, you are free. Yes. So if you want to make your contribution now, the line is open for you to call in and make your contribution if you want to make your contribution. Otherwise, we have to end this broadcast very soon, because I think we have made our point. Let the Nigeria Labour Congress or Labour Party start holding the governors accountable, the state governors. It's not only the president that every day you want to fire the president, you want to fire the president. Because from what we have seen, it is not the president that is the cause of our problem. It is the state governors, the senators, and others that is our problem, that have refused to implement and use the resources of the state to make life easy for the people in the state. Are you getting me now? Okay, are you calling? If you are calling, please call back. The line is open. Are you getting me now? So that is what we are talking about. So the Nigerian Labour Congress should stop looking for ways to cause problem in the country. If the Nigerian Labour Congress is working for the people, the masses, go and hold the governors accountable. Let them implement what the government have given. It is with the little that the government have given that more will be added. If they have done what they are supposed to do, then if it's not enough, the federal government can say, okay, fine, let us add more. Let us do. Every time we see Nigerian Labour Congress putting question and always pointing fingers at the president, now that the president have done what it needs to be done, why can't the Nigerian Labour Congress hold the state governors accountable? We have not seen them do that. So it means that either it's a witch hunt, or they are anti-Tinubu, or they are anti-government, and they just want to look for ways to bring down the government. But we are not going to allow that to happen this time around. I get me now. The other ones is that if they are now governors that are ready to work, if there are governors now that are ready to work with the president, let them continue. The president has given the governors money. Let those governors start. We know that it will be easy for the APC governors at least to start, because the president did not just give money to APC governors. He gave money to all the parties, NMP, PC, or Labour Party, PDP, whatever they call them. The president gave money to all the parties without consideration. He did not reduce it. He did not favor anybody. He did not give more and less to any state. He gave money to everybody. So, but we know that it will be easy for the APC governors to execute whatever they want. So if those governors are ready to do what the government wants them to do, let them do it. It's not about sharing money to the people, because you might not have the database to share money to the right people, but it's about investing this money in the state. Invest your money in the state. That money is for state investment. You can invest it in the state business, in the road construction, in the farming, in whatever. Will improve the economy. And if every governor do the same, Nigeria will be the best. That is how it's done. I saw somebody asking a question of why can't the federal government use the money to do refinery? You keep saying the same thing. There are many refineries that is on repairs. They are already repairing those refineries, and it's going to, some of them is going to start working by December. The president have already told us this. Hello, I salute you. Please go ahead. What's your contribution?
Yes, I just want to add to what the previous caller said. I think with the palliatives, I think there are a number of ways that the state governors and the local government, or what do they call them?
Yeah, the local government, yes.
The local government, how they can actually impact the people that actually need this palliative the most.
Yes.
For me, I think they can look at 2 or 3 different elements. Transportation is going to help a lot. So, for example, the state governors and local governors, they can subsidize transportation, i.e., for older people, let them pay less for the government-run transportation. Younger people,
for students,
that way, for students, the same thing that they do in the UK, in America, in Canada. Then the second part, in terms of the food, because federal government has released a number of trucks for rice, grains, etc. They can create a center where some of these people would actually come there and also maybe purchase some of these food items at a very cheap cost. Then the people in the society, in all these individual states that are well-to-do, they would go to the normal marketplace to buy at whatever rate is there. Because in the UK, there are people that are on benefit, because the government has put something in place to be able to help those set of people. And there's a lot of people that don't rely on that benefit because they don't need it. They have enough money and disposable income. So they need to target the people that needed the money the most. Transportation, food, and maybe school. And you touched on something very, very important earlier on. How do we ensure that the individual state and its citizenry, they benefit from that palliative? Because as you said, there's a lot of states in that country where their people don't reside in their state. So how do you manage that kind of situation? Because that means some certain states will be shortchanged. You've mentioned Rivers, you've mentioned Akwa Ibom, you've mentioned Lagos, Oyo, etc., Kano, Kaduna. So what about all those states that are not performing well? that most of their people don't live in their state. What would happen to the money that the federal government has given to them and the trucks of the palliatives? So those are the questions that we need to start asking and ensuring that all these individual governors do the right thing to their people, because they have responsibility to their people first and foremost.
Yes.
That's very, very important, because if we don't tackle it that way, this palliative is not going to bring out the outcome that we are all expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way to start holding these people responsible. Because for so long, they've been getting away with this thing. They get money for security, they don't do anything, they pocket the money. But other states that are even doing their best to ensure that at least they are putting things in place for their people, they are getting change. Because there are too many people benefit from that little resources. Take example of education. Some of these states, they've done well by investing in education, free education, etc. But you see people from other states in the country trooping into those individual states to take advantage of all those things that the governors have implemented. And that's the reason why a lot of people keep saying, no, we've not seen what our state governor is doing. It's because there are too many people sharing what you should actually be benefiting from. So I think with your discussion that you said will be coming up tomorrow, the regional system of government, I think that's the best way to go. That's the only way we can start holding all these individual governors accountable. This unitary system of government is not going to work, because for too long they have been able to change the people by always concentrating and diverting their attention to the federal government. It's not the federal government, it is the state government and the local government that would actually provide all the amenities and all the things that the people need from the grassroots. The federal government is very far away from the grassroots. The governors and the local council are the one closer to those people. And everything they do, the individual, the indigenous, the people of those individual states have to benefit first and foremost. In the UK, for example, they've put their system in a very, very efficient way where they always ensure that the people in those individual regions enjoy that benefit first. So, for example, in England, if you go to university, you will get student loan. When you start working, you will pay it back. In Scotland, education is free. In Wales, education is not free, but whatever grant they give you, you don't need to pay it back. If we don't go back to a regional system of government, we will not grow as a country. There is no two ways about it, because we are in a multicultural society, and using one system of government for everybody, like a blanket system of government, is not going to work. So each region or state would have to do what would work for their people. And collectively, the country, the economy will grow. But if we keep denying and lying to ourselves, deceiving ourselves, that everything has to be run through unitary system of government, then we are not serious. We are not ready to start having that discussion about economic development, because it will not come with unitary system of government. It will not come. So that's my contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. You are very, very right in your contribution. Thank you very much. We'll continue that conversation tomorrow about that. Thank you very much. Hello, please go ahead. Your contribution, please. Long time.
Hello, the prince of the city boy movement.
I salute you.
I greet you specially.
I salute you.
I want to state something. I heard the previous caller talking about we're going back to the regional system of government.
Yes.
To state that, we have come past that.
Uh-huh.
Let's ask ourselves, what are the states for? The states are a better version of regional system of government.
Okay.
So anybody advocating for regional system of government as to the problem of Nigeria really have not taken time to understand the way Nigeria is configured. As we speak, every state, in fact, the state is a better region. Now let's go back to the old eastern region, where people of different tribes and everything were bamboozled together. You understand? So, okay, let's also take into cognizance now the Niger Delta. If you put Niger Delta as a region together to manage itself as a geopolitical zone, there will still be problem because most of those they have a lot of different tribes and what have you. So, but the state system made it possible such that even some ethnic group can be caged into a state, just like Bayelsa. It's predominantly a Jaw state, a Jaw speaking tribe. So all we need to do is to ask that maybe they devolve more powers to the states, such as the police. States could have their own police, and probably resource control to a great extent, whereby the states are in charge of their resources and pay to the federal government some percentage. That is what we should be discussing. But anybody that says we should go back to regional this thing, I mean, it's like you're pulling off backward. We have passed that.
No. Are you just joining our program, right?
Yeah, I came on board not too long.
I guess you are just joining our program. That's why you are talking the way you are talking. But we have a special section tomorrow. We are going to be talking about regional system, regional government, how it's going to help the country to grow. We are not saying we are going back to the same regional system that the way it was, because now our population have increased. Are you getting me now? So there's a lot of things that is taking place. But what we are saying right now, that you should also think, you that is advocating for the state, because the creation, can you remember when the state were created? Yeah, it's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Nigeria have never developed. Are you getting me now? Nigeria has never moved past the current problem and big problems that we are having. And when you talk about resource control, which is part of also the problem, but we are saying that the little ones that the federal government have been giving to the state governors, have they been using it to develop their state?
Exactly.
No, that's what we are saying. We are saying that, so they have not been using it to develop their state. But do you know the reason why the state is not working? Because people will now migrate from their state to another state that is working. Do you understand that? So now putting more pressure on a state that is receiving the same resources, if not less, than other one. I don't know if you get it.
Yeah, I get it. This is this thing. You can never stop the movement.
No. So for you to stop the movement now, it's not that we are going to stop the movement. So there will now be policies in place, things in place to make sure that it is only the people that is from that place that will benefit first. Are you getting me? Anybody that is coming to any place, there's it will be clear that you are just moving to that place. Just like I moved to the UK. There are some things I cannot get.
Exactly.
So
exactly. Now, why do we have? Let's ask ourselves. Why do we have the state houses of assembly?
My brother, you should tell us now, because you are the one advocating for the state. Okay. Because right now the state has been functioning. No, listen now. When the last time we run a regional system, it was working. Things was okay. Ever since we started running the state, things have not been okay. So you that is advocating for it to be the way it is, and you know better, maybe you tell us why we should keep on the state. So that we'll now give you more reasons why we don't want to keep the state. So we can leave that conversation for tomorrow, because we don't want to. My time is already up, sir. So tomorrow, 7 p.m., maybe I will put your name down as part of the speakers, so that you this discussion, so that you will carry, because it's not going to just finish tomorrow. We will continue the conversation so that people will now know. We will now begin to think something and plan, because there's a big problem that we need to solve, because we cannot continue to deceive ourselves. You understand me?
Exactly.
Now, the 5 billion. Now, let us talk about the 5 billion. You see, I know you are from Rivers State or thereabout. Look at what Wike did.
Yeah, from Rivers.
Wike made us to know that the federal government has been giving them money, giving all the governors money, but they don't use it. They are not saying anything about it. But Wike was the only one that opened up to say that monies were given to them, huge amount of money that they kept. And we can see what Wike did in Rivers State. But do you know that if you come to Akwa Ibom, the governor did not do anything with the money? If you go to other place, they did not do anything with the money. Are you getting me now? Now, the recent news that just came to us.
This is what I'm saying. Honorable Sima, it is time for we Nigerians to have mechanism, you understand, to hold our people responsible. We cannot stand and we cannot just rely on the fact that rely on the benevolence of the leader part time. Just like Wiki has gone now, this one that came now, if he chooses not to be good, we will suffer it. See, people have to stand up. We are the people. You know, like you have been saying, let us learn how to hold our leaders accountable. You see, this is a problem that I have with the IPOP apologizers or the followers. They have never held their states governors responsible for the decay in their states and lack of infrastructure. But what they do is go and hold the federal government responsible, which is mad, it's crazy. So let pressure groups and every other district stand up. Let us start holding our states and the local governments accountable, because these are we have three tiers of government: the federal, the federal, the state, and the local government. If you go to some local government, nothing happens there. So if I ask them what happened to the allocation that comes to them, that is until we learn to be responsible by holding leaders accountable, we won't have a way forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I salute you. Thank you very much for your contribution. Tomorrow we'll continue this conversation. Thank you very much. Okay, the line is still open. If you want to call in now, you are free to call in and make a contribution about this. If you, yeah, let's talk about it, because we can no longer keep quiet, Abby. We can no longer keep quiet. Hello, I salute you.
Hello, Ifima. Good afternoon.
I salute
Thank
you.
you for the program.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. I want to go with the other people that have been calling.
Yeah.
It is better, as we have been saying, that we should hold our governor accountable. It seems we the citizens, we need to rise up now. The federal government have given them enough. The federal government are giving them palliative 5 billion. With 5 loads of truck of rice, if not for other states, they have brought the issue out, and nobody will know anything up to now. But thank God for now that we have a president that is relating to the people. So we want to start holding all this government and all this governor accountable now. Then we thank God again for Niger. You can see now. You said the Niger coup, they are now packing their family to Dubai.
Yes.
Why are they taking their family to Dubai? They're supposed to keep their family in the state there.
Exactly.
And it's these stupid IPOP people that moved to Niger and start shouting, no, Tinubu, they changed Tinubu name to Tinubu, Ebola. We are going to fight him. We are waiting for them. Why are they now running now? Because they understand the power of the president of Nigeria. But we in Nigeria, we don't appreciate it. We don't know his power. It's only one Tinubu can deal with any governor from any state.
Of course.
He has the power. That's why they call him the president. Did you know what Obasanjo used Ayo Fayose to do in Ekiti? When Obasanjo allocate money to Ayo Fayose and Ayo Fayose chop the money, Ayo Fayose moved away from the state house. When Obasanjo give an order for them to arrest, he run away. So it is now. So we need that power. We want Tinubu to show them that power. We need that power now, so that these people will sit up. All these disobedient children on our servant space, they will go inside. You see that Labour Party, Ajero.
Yeah.
That one is a political party.
Yes.
He thought Tinubu is the president that will be giving them tip, that will be giving them money, that they'll say, we are talking to the president, no problem. But they've missed road this time around. You can see his head like coconut. That's why this month you say, we'll go on strike. We'll go on nationwide strike. Let him try it. Let him try it. The power is now with the governor. You people should go and hold the governor accountable. Why are you saying the federal again? What are you doing with the federal again? Go and hold the governor accountable. Didn't you have labor this thing on each state? Let them go and hold the governor accountable. Let them go and implement the wages and everything. Then the federal government will continue with it. No, Now he's complaining that why did they release the money to the state? Why did they? It's because they did not give them money. The last administration, Buhari, how many times do you see them protest on the road in Buhari regime? Because Buhari, they said Buhari regime, they brought out Ajiro accounts, and then they showed them the account, say, is this your money? That is why they don't see them on the road. Up to money they've been chopping. And I don't blame them. It is we, the citizen, I blame. This useless idiot Ajiro and the NS, they are using our money, our own money, to live. Maybe people did not even think about it. You are working. They are taking from your money, even though it's 500, even though it's 1 naira, even though it's 1,000, to this useless labor of a thing. It is high time for us to rise up and scrap them away because they have no use for us. They have no use for us. It's better for them to go and join Obi. Let them continue to do Indonesia, Malaysia, and all those things. It's better. We don't need any labor, any MSC. They are all thieves. They are all thieves. Tomorrow, I'm going to join you. Tomorrow, that's when they will know. Please let me to beg your sister, Wasofia.
Wasofia will be here. Yeah, because Wasofia said they should share money. Share money.
You know how his own the country is that the way they are sharing money. We that we are UK, is that the way they are sharing money. Hey, people are dying, let them share money. I can say let them share money, share money. I beg Wasofia, take it easy. You be like say the mentality of you will not enter Wasofia. Share money, share money, share money. Thank you, my brother. God bless you.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I salute you. Wasofia always says, share money, share money. Now you go and hold your governor, let them share the money now. Because the federal government have shared the money. Hold your governors for them to share the money to you. Share money, share money. Share money, share money. So guys, please, tomorrow we are going to have this conversation. Let's talk about it. I mean, some people say, oh, the state is fine. It is the government, it is the people. It's the same thing I've always said. Anyways, it is the people that is running the system, whether it's going to be a regional system, a state system. But the reason why the state system is not working is because the same money will be given to all the state governors, and they refuse to use it. And human beings, they have to move to a place where they will feel better, and they move to go and enjoy the same money in another state, and nobody is holding them accountable. What is it that we are going to do to stop that? Those are the questions, and those are the kind of conversation we are going to be talking about. Because now it's very, very clear. And I love the way the City Boy is doing it, so that Nigerians can see where their problem is coming from. So that we can now plan by ourselves how we are going to help ourselves. Because we are the only one that is going to help ourselves. I can't see how the president will go and maybe force the governors to do whatever they're supposed to do. I've not seen that yet, because I've never seen a president that does that, because they have refused to be doing it, because their friends are there. Are you getting me now? So let us see how this government is going to work. There's somebody calling me. I'm calling you back. Do you want to make a contribution? So if you want to make a contribution, yeah, the line is open right now. I'm trying to call you. Hello. Yes, I salute you.
Good evening.
I salute you. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much for taking my call.
You're welcome.
I was about to quit when you started your program. All the same, I want us to not forget that we have some.
Is your phone on speaker? Because we can't hear you very well. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, it's not speaker.
All right. Go.
Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
So, we have some wolves in that country that call themselves senators. We should not forget. Yes, we supported Akpabio. Yes. And then the reason why we should support people that are different in government, that was the reason. The last time Akpabio said their money, they are going to go back on holiday, and money has been transferred to their account. Why are they sharing our money? Why? Why are they going to go on holiday and still receive holiday allowance?
But that is their money now, Oga.
My friend Usama, you see, it is a corruption.
No, I don't accept that it's a corruption. That is their money.
If you don't, you know, yes, we have different opinions. You understand? But
yeah, but how can you say they are not supposed to take allowance for their leave? That is their money.
Holiday.
Yes,
Holiday.
that is their money, Oga.
Okay, if they want to take allowance for holiday, why are they not transparent? How much are they taking for holiday?
I don't think that should be our concern now, sir. That should not be our concern now, sir.
Yes, you are very right. You are right.
I'm telling you, because if we want to fight that one, it's going to be a long time something. Yes.
Hey, we have to start now. We have to start talking about
Let's start hold your state governors first. Let your governor fix your state. That is the one we should talk about. Because monies have been given to the state, let them fix the state. So, and then if you are talking about the cost of governance, for example, the senators and all of that, maybe that can also be done. But there's a lot of issues, you know. So we cannot handle all the issues at the same time. But at least the immediate issues are our people that is facing challenges right now. And do you know that the senators they work both night and day, and even on Saturday and other days to make sure that they confirm the ministers?
Let me ask you a question.
Ask me.
Who was the one who imposed the job of senator on them?
Who was the one that do what?
Who was the one who imposed the job of the senator on them?
My brother, they are doing their job and they deserve whatever they deserve. They have budget for everything.
They
Yeah.
impose the job on themselves to serve us as a senator. They are there to serve.
For me, I don't see anything about their. My brother, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing that is wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong, sir. What is wrong? What is wrong is for them not giving us our own share. That is what is wrong.
You know what? If we collect loan, yeah, every time we collect loan, and then we have the audacity to take allowances of the loan we collected after their salary, after a lot of allowances already. It is wrong, my brother.
My brother, there's nothing wrong. Go if you want to go to the parliament, they give them money in the UK if you want. Well, there's nothing wrong. What is wrong is for them not doing their job for the people. That is what is wrong. Yeah, if that's your only problem, well, no problem. But you can't stop them. Yeah. You can't stop them. There's nothing wrong in them having the allowance or whatever. You can talk about how much of it, but I don't think there's anything wrong for them getting allowance for doing whatever they want to do.
I am not supporting your stand.
Yeah, there's no problem. We don't support each other. It is not everything we should support each other, sir. Yeah.
We cannot always agree, but this one, it is wrong. Because they are supposed to serve us as the people. No, we're serving them. You know, people in the...
My brother, what is your... Forget about that one. That one has passed. You can't take that money back. The issue now is that what is the state governors doing with the money?
People cannot pay. For common hospital, people cannot pay. And they are working day in, day out. We need to be human before all this politics. We need to start to talk about things that are affecting the common Nigerians. This money they are squandering is from the money that we borrowed. We need to talk about it. Honestly, I'm not lying to you. I like your program.
My brother, you don't need to like my program. Listen to me. You don't need to like my program. I'm just telling you that the senators, they have received their money. They have gone. It's done. It's finished. What we are discussing now are the state governors. What are they using the money for? That is what I'm saying. At least the one that is assigned for the people, why are the people not receiving it? That is what I'm talking about, my brother. And you are not contributing anything about that. You just came here to talk about senators. Is that what you came here to talk about?
Yes, a lot of people have talked about that one. But I have to bring that at that point. So we can talk about that one.
My brother, okay, now you know my stand. I don't have problem with senators or any politician eating money. The only where I have problem is when the people do not eat money. That is where I have problem.
God bless Nigeria. God bless.
Thank you very much for your contribution. I salute you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay. Hello.
Hello, Isima.
I salute you.
Don't mind that caller, Gary. Don't mind that caller. They are going on holiday. I said they should not collect.
Imagine,
Is it because Akpabio made the announcement?
I wonder. Have they not been collecting it long time ago?
Have they not been collecting it long time ago? Why now? They say, Senator, go and hold your governor accountable.
Simple.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you very much. You see, these people, let's see, we don't have problem with governors taking money. I don't have problem with that. Why should you have problem with that? Where we should have problem is when they don't give us our own. I mean, this one is marked for us. Everybody can see. They have they take their own, they still take our own. That is where the problem is. You understand me? I like the way, please, we want the government to give more education on this. We have levels of government and who's supposed to do something. We need the state governors to do their own part. And what is it that the federal government can do to make sure that the governors do what they are supposed to do? And what is the punishment? Will they continue to give them money when they don't do what they are supposed to do? Will the federal government prioritize governors that will use the money given to them to do what they're supposed to do? I mean, those are the kind of conversation that we are interested in. It's not all these senator, let them eat money and let us also eat. That is my own. No? Let them eat money and let us also eat. You understand? If you don't like it, then bring another solution. Are you getting me now? I don't know why some people are calling me and the number is not going through. You understand me? I can see lots of calls, but I can't see the call. Like I'm seeing missed calls. Hey, okay. There's another update from the State House. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu approved establishment of the presidential CNG initiative. Targets nationwide adoption with workshops for smooth transition to CNG fueled vehicles. Okay. Powerful. CNG. So we are seeing that the government is prioritizing the use of gas instead of the normal This transformative initiative is poised to revolutionize the transportation landscape in the country, targeting over 11,500 new CNG-enabled vehicles and 55,000 CNG conversion kits for existing PMS-dependent vehicles, while simultaneously bolstering in-country manufacturing, local assembly, and expansive job creation in line with the presidential directive. The landmark initiative, which is comprised of a comprehensive adoption strategy, will include the following: empowering workshops, program, nationwide network of workshops, local assembly, and job creation as their key points of emphasis, with an initial focus on mass transit systems and student hubs in order to significantly reduce transit costs for the general populace in the immediate term. You see, our president is taking action, guys. Our president, this is what I'm saying. You will never hear these people talk about the good thing that the president is doing. But don't worry. Very soon, everything will be open. Everybody can see. Because I know when the price of things are okay, the cost of petrol, transportation, everything is okay, people will not have mouth to talk. There will be no room for all these propaganda and the fake news anymore. I get it. So the president is doing something. He's not sleeping. At least we can see a president that is taking action every day. He's not sleeping. In the last administration, Buhari kept quiet for so many. Nobody was giving update of what Buhari is doing. They were keeping. So I love. See, this is what we have been talking about. You see, that is how we are going to defeat all this propaganda, all these what they call the fake news spreaders. It is not going to work this time around. You will not profit from spreading fake news and propaganda against this government. Go and learn a skill. Go and start business, trading. Go and find something tangible to do. Start a business. Pay your tax. Set up your business if you want. If that's it, go and get the money. Go and get the grant. Hold your governors accountable. Let them provide grants. Let them support the farmers. Let them support agriculture in the country because there's money. I'm not aware. In the previous administration, we have been hearing the president complaining, there's no money, there's no money. But in this government, I'm not aware. There's no complaint of there's no money, there's no money. There is money. Let the state governors use the money provided for them and do what they are supposed to do. Because with that alone, we can boost the economy, and that is what the president is talking about. Are you getting me now? All right, guys. SSS arrest boss Abbas Masanwa for allegedly conspiring with Emefiele to loot Printing and Minting Corporation. What's his name? Nisal boss Abbas Masanama. Abbas Masanawa. Okay. Listen, not go easy. Oh. Where are the Obingos and Bingos? You know, they are the ones supporting Emefiele before. What are they saying right now? They don't keep quiet. Where are the people that have been supporting Emefiele? So now that you have seen the atrocities that Emefiele committed, are you still supporting him? I think this might form part of our discussion later. And we'll still talk about the blue economy that the City Boy is introducing. I mean, we have seen a lot of activities, a lot of things that the City Boy is trying to bring together at the same time. This is a proof that the president is ready for the job. He has been, preparing for this job, and he's doing it. I cannot, you see, I have been thinking if there could have been a better way of solving the challenges of the country. I have not seen any better ways yet. Because even the president cannot do anything by himself. The last time that the president wanted the local government to have the autonomy, the state governors, they kicked against it. The last time that the president wanted to do something, he needs the approval of the senators. So I can see that the president cannot even do anything on his own. So, but now, so far so good, in the last 2-3 months, it's not even up to 3 months yet, President Tinubu have already taken actions. Actions that put all the previous administration, two previous administrations together, they have not been able to achieve. So guys, I have considered, think about it. Do you think that there could have been alternative solution to the President Tinubu policies? What he's doing now? Some people say, oh, he could have not removed the fuel subsidy first. He could have put things in place. What things in place? What things in place do you want him to put in place? There could have not been anything to put in place first before removing the fuel subsidy. He did it the right way. You have to remove the subsidy first, see the effect, and know what to do. And that is what the president is doing. So I've been thinking, is there any other thing or any other system or ways that the president could have used to solve the problem and challenges of the problem of the country for over 30 years or 60 years of problems that have been there for a long time? I have found no other way. The best way is the way that the City Boy is adopting. If you know of any other better ways that the president could have adopted to bring solution to the challenges of the country, please bring it on board. We have been asking Obi, tell us your own way. If you could have, if Adibin, you happen to be what is your own ways that you have used? He can't say, you don't even have any idea. You say, let's go to China. We have listened to Atiku. Atiku, what are the ways you could have done? What could have been your own approach? He said, I will sell the NNPC. So, guys, if you know of any other better way that the president could have taken, any other approach, bring it on board. Instead of you running propaganda, fake news, and everywhere, because this time that is not going to work. And I've been calling on all the IPOP Biafra people from the southeast to come and challenge me in any way they can. I've not received any message yet. I've not received anybody that is able to challenge me because they know that we're on the right track and their propaganda will not work again this time around. So, guys, thank you very much. It's been a wonderful conversation. This is After 6. Hopefully, we'll come back again for another conversation. My name remains the same, Akparawa Nsima, the first son of Idu. I'm from Akwa Ibom. Our job is to make sure that we continue to fight in order to protect and to defend our land. We pray for our president, His Excellency Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to continue to be strong with ideas, wisdom to execute all his plans, ability to execute all his plans with the people that is ready to work with him to actualize all his dreams, visions, and the plans for the country. That is our prayers. I also pray for all of us to be strong and healthy, to be alive, to witness this new Nigeria, championed by our own president. Are you getting me now? So may God bless all of us. May God bless you. May God bless our president. May God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, guys. Stay blessed until I come your way next time, guys. Bye for now. Bye-bye.